Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having me in this conference today. And in this presentation, I'd like to talk about teaching young learners with autism. This is actually the Malaysian swimming instructors' experiences. All right, for this presentation, I'll be looking at the four main points, and they are. I'll first start with the introduction, and then I'll go to the methodology, and then the most interesting ones would be the results, and then I'll go to the conclusion. Right. First, let us get to know what autism spectrum disorder is, and I'm so sure that all of you actually know what it means. Yeah, so it is a developmental disability, and it can range from mild to severe, and the severity can change over time. And some autistic people may have serious language interruptions, whereas some others are high functioning. That is why the name is spectrum, because one person cannot be the same with another one. Yeah, they may differ in a lot of aspects. Right. Now, next one. Let us get to know more about ASD, or autism spectrum disorder. Actually, autism is on the rise worldwide. It is stated that 1 in 100 people worldwide, has autism. And in Malaysia, okay, in my country, the Family Health Division in 2006 estimated that 1.6 out of every 1,000 persons had autism, which means that about 9,000 children are born with autism every year. And this is a large number. And autistic people have multifaceted deficiencies. They are deficient in communication skills, social interaction, and also physical skills. Yeah, and we can also see that autistic people have repetitive behaviors, restricted interests, and also special obsessions. And their symptoms can extremely vary on a spectrum. And to help autistic people, research has proposed that swimming be introduced to them. And swimming can actually improve their physical movement, their sensory arousal, their hand grip, their endurance and strength, and their upper and lower body muscle strength, their body flexibility, as well as cardiorespiratory endurance. In short, swimming can enhance the physical strength, and it can also enhance the social integration, of autistic people. Swimming can actually help autistic people interact with other friends, as well as exhibit less stereotypical behaviors like crying and also throwing tantrums. However, research also at the same time says that swimming instructors or swimming teachers are apprehensive in teaching children with autism. What could the reasons be? Now, we can understand that autistic children especially, they they throw tantrums. Sometimes they can also be aggressive. Yeah. And why are teachers apprehensive in teaching them? It is because teachers lack in training and also teaching experiences and do not know how to overcome autists' challenging behavioral and emotional disorders. The one that I said just now, like crying and also throwing tantrums. They do not know how to adapt to these specific teaching styles to cater to specific needs and safe learning environment for autists. So my research is significant in a way that it can help build on literature by exploring Malaysian swimming instructors' experiences in teaching children with autism swim, because there has been little empirical research on swimming instructors' training and experiences in handling children with autism. And I hope that with this research, the findings can actually assist swimming instructors to be prepared in implementing water competency activities for children with autism. It has also been reported that there are not many specialized swimming teachers to help autistic children. And at the same time, they also ask the help of, fire brigaders to have water activities with autistic children. The reason being that there is no specific module, there is no specific guideline to help these teachers have swimming lessons or water activities with these children, although swimming can be good for them. So with this research, I hope the curricula of special education programs can take into account some findings which are relevant, to be included in this program, so that we can cater to the needs of these autistic learners. So next one, okay, the second main point would be the methodology. Now, this is a qualitative case study, and it had a purposeful sampling, and I've chosen 3 swimming instructors to be observed, and the data collection here comes from demographic questionnaire, okay, observations, as well as semi-structured interviews being carried out with these swimming teachers. And these data were analyzed using Brown and Clark's thematic analysis. And from the analysis, I found 3 themes, 3 emerging themes. Now, actually, there are many more, but in today's discussion or in today's presentation, I'll just focus on 3 themes. The first one is the swimming teachers exercising patience with autistic learners. The second one is how they have to keep the learners calm. And the third one is for them to instill trust in these autistic learners. Okay, now let's go one by one, and I've combined here exercising patience and also keeping the learners calm, because these come hand in hand. Now, swimming instructors, from the observation, it is I have come to a point whereby swimming instructors need to stand the crying, the tantrums, the steaming, and it could also be the aggression, from the learner's side, from the autistic learner's side. Now, why do they do this? It is not something that they they do because they like to do it, but it is spontaneous. Yeah, because they are too afraid of water and they are anxious, yeah, in social situations as well as unfamiliar places. So when their parents brought them to the swimming pool, they met many other people, many unfamiliar faces. Yeah, all this while they have only been with their parents, maybe their siblings, yeah, or their grandparents, and also with the teachers in school. But when they are brought to the swimming pool, they may meet other people. And autistic learners, autistic children, autistic people, you know, they have to have this um, what we call stereotype, which means that they cannot have like too many unfamiliar things that they have to do, you know, at one time. So this gives them some kind of fear, yeah, and anxiety. So that's why they react in such a way, yeah. They steam, they throw tantrums and whatnot. Okay, so the teachers have to understand this, right? So they have to stand all this crying, yeah, tantrums and etc. And they must also understand that these learners do not have eye contact. Now, in our custom, or especially teachers, yeah, when we teach our students, yeah, we want them to look at us, right? Because to us, we feel that if you don't look at us, it means that you're not paying attention. And if you're not paying attention, therefore, you won't understand what I'm teaching. But it's different with um, children with autism, yeah, or people with autism. So teachers too need to learn to establish rapport with the autistic learners. So when the parents have brought them to the swimming pool, okay, so the parents will send the students or the learners to the swimming teachers. So the swimming teachers will call their names, ask them to sit on the pool deck and paddle their feet to warm up. So these are all actually the discipline that is established between the teacher or the instructor as well as with the children. So they know when they come, we call their names, we ask them to sit on the pool deck and paddle their feet to warm up. And then normally they will come and not be wearing yet their swimming caps and goggles. So the teachers will help them put on their swimming caps and also the goggles. And then slowly the teachers will bring them down into the water and put a noodle, a swimming noodle, around their chest and under their armpits. And for fear that these learners can sometimes get aggressive, so it is also advisable that when a teacher holds a child, so it can be at one arm's level, yeah. So the child won't be able to bite you or scratch you or something like that, yeah. But in any case at all, the teachers need to maintain patience and cannot overreact. And if, let's say, they throw tantrums or they cry too much or they scream, yeah, hug them like their parents always do. And this can actually help the learners to pacify themselves, yeah. And teachers must also remember that they cannot push these children too much and do not expect that the children can master the strokes quickly. They have to repeat many times for these children to be able to master a movement or something like that, yeah. And learning tasks should remain simple. The language has to be very simple. Okay, right. And then next one, the teachers must also instill trust. And when it comes to instilling trust, I found that there are 4 types of trust. The first one is to trust the swimming instructors. Now, if you can see like the picture that I put on the right-hand side, it is the teachers simply choose a place, yeah, in which the water level is higher than the height of the child. Now there is a reason for this. Why? It is because the swimming teacher wants to tell the child that you need me, because if you do not trust me, then you will sink. Okay, because the water level is higher than their height, right? So if you do not trust me, you will sink. So you have to follow my instructions. Yeah. Sometimes this does not come in words, but it comes like, because even if we tell them, they wouldn't be able to understand. But when we do this, yeah, with the children, they know that, okay, I have to trust the teacher, because if I don't trust him or her, I will sink. And this is what I wouldn't want to be happening, right? So that is why it is very important for the teacher to hold at least a lifeguard certification, because they are responsible to make the learners safe, confident, and also competent in water activities. Yeah, right. And the instructors or the teachers need to use cheers of assurance and positive language like good, high five, you are good, you have done this well. Okay, so use all those words to these learners and use tone which are pleasing, yeah, tone of voice which are pleasing. Right, the next one, the teachers also exhibit that the learners need to trust the pool deck. Okay, so the pool deck is where the learners come down safely into the water, hold it safely with their both hands while blowing, yeah, or blow bubbles, yeah, and get up when the class is over. So this is another discipline. You sit at the deck, you come down into the water from the deck, and then you will swim, right? First at 1 arm's length, and then when you get competent, you get more confident, will increase the length gradually. And then when the class is over, or when before the class is over, let's say you are tired, yeah, the learner is tired, so he or she knows that he or she has to swim and hold the deck. So that is another trust that the teachers instill in the students. Yeah, trust the pool deck. And then when you want to go back, the class is about to be over, you have to come back to the deck, sit there, shake the hands of the teacher, wave goodbye, and then you go back to your parents, or your parents will come and get you back and then bring you back home. Yeah. Now next, to instill trust in the swimming noodles. Now the yellow tube there is actually, we call it a swimming noodle. Yeah. So the noodles can float very well. It's durable and also inexpensive. About I think 60 ringgit or 50 or 60 ringgit. Yeah. But the noodles can actually allow the children to keep their heads above water and float without strain. So for them to be able to float, right, they have to depend on the swimming noodles. And they understand that the noodle can provide them safety, and if it's taken away, it can possibly make them sink. Thus, they need to trust the noodle and not let go of the noodle, or they will get sink, and they don't want this to be happening. And the last one is to instill trust in the learners themselves. Okay, right. Sometimes we don't trust ourselves, right? But in swimming, we must show the learners that they need to feel confident with themselves. Yeah, this takes a process and this takes time. Because when children feel confident of the learning atmosphere and also the swimming teachers, all right, they can rely on the extra support provided. And if they trust the teacher, they trust the swimming noodle, they trust the pool deck, the environment surrounding them, therefore they can feel confident and they will be eager to learn further. All right, but all this, like I told you earlier, it takes some time. And okay, and the surrounding is very, very important in helping them instill this trust. Okay, so they have to trust themselves, but it needs help from their surrounding. Okay, so my conclusion is that there are 3 key determinants that I've discussed in this research. That is, okay, from observations and interviews, talking to them, I've come to a conclusion that swimming instructors should exercise patience, should know how to keep the learners calm, and also to instill trust. Okay, and the novelty of this research is that gaining learners' trust is important right at the outset. So, for example, teachers need to show these learners that they are the leaders. But although they are leaders, they can treat these learners with kindness and also patience. So the conclusion is, well, autism is pervasive among the world population. It is increasing, especially with the awareness that we have now. So the last time, maybe, people don't go and register their children and whatnot, but now they're doing that. So continual studies are called for, and special education programs may want to consider the key determinants of preparing swimming instructors for autistic learners. All right, so that's all from me, and I hope we have learned or I've shared something valuable for all of you. So thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, until I see you again. Thank you.